I know it's been a minute since I went live on my way to work to get some of this green stuff. And today I would like to talk about something that's worth more than gold now. What do you think is worth more than gold? Now we need our peace. Today, peace is worth more than gold. Peace is hard to find in the world that we live in today because when you turn on the news, all you see is, you know, ignorance, files, political stuff, unalives. There's never a peaceful moment on your TV, never a peaceful moment on your radio. So peace today is the new riches. With everything going on in the world today, you got to go to be by yourself somewhere, to be alone, and to get your thoughts together, get your mind together, clear up your mind with everything going on in the world today. Everything is just so negative. So peace is the new goal. There's nothing more important than peace today in the world that we live in today at all. We need to protect our minds from all the ignorance. And a lot of this stuff doesn't even have anything to do with us at all. A lot of people out there are getting upset and mad and emotionally all over the place about situations that have nothing to do with them, situations that have nothing to do with us in the whole. Like there's nothing I can do or nothing I can say about anything about the Epstein files really, because that's a political thing. It's politics, religion, and so much stuff all up into that Epstein files that we have no control over. And people, I know that what has taken place inside those files isn't right. I know it's wrong, but don't let it get you to the point where you're upset at things that you have no control over. All we can do as a people, as the American people, all we can do is wait for the results. And I know a lot of people are upset, but don't get upset. This was a part of the plan to get you upset. So don't get upset. It has nothing to do with you. So let's protect your peace, protect your mind. You got to protect your brain in this day and time. Peace is worth a whole lot these days. Peace is the new gold. Everybody and their grandma today is being ignorant. And it's hard to find your peace. Nowadays, it seems like the only peace that you get, even then, but most of the time, the only peace that you get is when you're going to the bathroom or when you're on the toilet. That's the only peace that you get. Especially like with surveillance cameras. It's a way. You can't go nowhere for privacy no more. If you want your privacy, you really have to just go to the bathroom and have your privacy in the bathroom. That's like one of the only spots that really has a lot of privacy is the bathroom. So at all due diligence to everyone, we have to learn how to protect our peace because there's not a lot of peace going on in the world today. You have people talking about the possibility of World War III getting ready to happen, because a lot of people want to try to cover up their doings in these files. A lot of the big names that was in these files are actually trying to cover up anything that has their name inside those files, and talk about going to war and jeopardizing everybody else's lives in a World War III on the account they just trying to prolong them being locked up for participating in those files at the expense of other people's lives, which is really messed up. That's why we need our peace. And right now, you need to grab your peace and keep it as long as you can, because the rabbit hole is getting ready to get a little bit deeper for everyone. I believe the rabbit hole is about to get a little bit deeper for everyone. So hang on to your peace as long as you can. As long as you can have an option to have peace, take that option to have peace, because peace is definitely hard to find in the world that we live in today. You turn to your friends, you turn to your family, and they're not about peace. They're still keeping the same ignorance as last year. They're not talking about changing or anything like that. So you think you're going to go to your family and your friends and try to obtain peace? Most of your friends and family don't even obtain peace, and they're still keeping the old ignorance going in the new year. They are part of the ignorance. So now we're being divided from our friends and family based on false ideologies and peace. If your friends and your family don't give you peace, I know you can feel it. I know I can. And I'm kind of sad that I don't have the peace that I need within my friends and family, and how ignorant they can be, because I'll be trying to ask them and trying to tell them the truth and try to be peaceful with them, and it seems like they don't want peace. It seems like friends and family love to be ignorant, and then they wonder why that you don't want to talk to them or be around them, or want to call them. I know, just like as well as myself, if I'm having a peaceful day and mess around and call my mom or my brother or a couple of my friends, what they got going on in their life can possibly destroy my peace. So people are wondering why I don't call and speak to people as much as I used to. It's because I like peaceful days. I like a peaceful life. And I want the rest of my journey to be peaceful. But when you're a empath like me, I feel other people's pain. I feel other people's thoughts. When you talk to them and they're telling you about a grip of negative stuff, you feel every moment of the situation just like how they feel it. So empath, if you're an empath, I know you have a very lonely life, because I know my life turned lonely once I got older. Being an empath, I actually outgrew a lot of my friends. I outgrew a lot of my family. And it's kind of sad that you outgrow a lot of your friends and outgrow a lot of your family, because then their conversations don't even hold weight anymore. Everything they talk about is on an earthly level of ignorance. And as soon as you try to tell them the truth, they don't want to hear it, because you done elevated you elevated past them, and now your topics and your subjects that comes out of your mouth is so enlightening and truthful that the people don't want to hear it now because they're still stuck in the negative ignorance of the old times. So now, yes, we must protect our peace. Peace is hard to come by these days because everywhere you turn ain't nothing but negativity. You turn on the TV, you turn on the radio, you turn on the TV, all you see is negativity. You walk down the street, all you see is negativity. What we need to do as a collective people chat, we need to go somewhere and clear our minds. Oh, shit. Damn it. What was that?